Let's have a look on what we know from the problem itself. There are three circles. Circle A with a radius 2 cm, circle B with a radius 1 cm. PQ is a common tangent for all circles. We need to find the radius of the smaller circle. This is all information that we know. When we deal with this kind of problem, most of the time you need to reconstruct it, with some straight lines to give you a better visualizations, hence helping you solving the problems. So let's have a closer look. Assuming this is the center of the circle, what do you call this? Radius of circle A, radius of circle B. Build another line between two centers and one more straight lines. So when you have radius, you know that, okay, what is the length here? This is 2, and the length over here, this is 1 radius. And when you have radius meeting the tangents, you know that you form a 90 degree. This will be 90 degree as well, assuming these are parallel lines. Okay, so what do you see? What do you observe? There is a right angle triangle. Okay, how about here? What is the length here? Can we figure it out? Yup, because this is 2 radius, this is 1, and we know that this is 3. So if I want to figure out the length of the right angle triangle, how about here? Do I know it? Yes. 2 minus 1, so this is 1, even though it doesn't look like 1. Okay, so let's figure out this length. This length of the triangle. Is it related to what you need to find? Because in the end, we need to find the radius of the smaller circle. Now you might not be able to see how is it going to be associated with finding the value of r in this case, of the smaller circles. I will show you how later on. Okay, so let's find this yellow color straight line. So you know that right angle triangle, what formula can you use? Pythagoras Theorem, right? So 3 square minus 1 square. With a square root, you have root 8, surd 8, square root 8. So this is square root 8. This will be square root 8 as well. I'm going to construct it with another diagram, the same diagram. I'm going to construct it a different way. Remember, square root 8. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. What am I working on? Assuming this straight line parallel to PQ and pass through the center of the smaller circle. Alright. Now this one. This is how many? Just now we figured out. This is square root 8. So same thing here as well. This will be square root 8 as well. Okay. Why do we need to know this? Alright, have a look, closer look. What we want at the end of the day is the radius of the smaller circle. This is the r. Let's assume the radius of the smaller circle be r, and this will be r, this will be r as well. And then how about I use green color. How about here? What is the length here? This is radius of circle A, so 2. This one, This one is radius of circle A, so this is 1. Do you see another 2 more right angle triangle here that I formed? The 2 right angle triangle here. That is the purpose. Okay, just now we all know about this, right? The length. Sorry. This is 2. This is 1. Now how about here? This is R, alright? This is R, and I will call this 2 minus R. Make sense? This one? 1 minus R. Okay. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to do now. 75. Okay, I want to look at this triangle. This right angle triangle. Oh, hold on. Maybe before this. Okay, if I were to I want to know the length for this the length for this right angle triangle. Is it 2 or is it R? No, right? Because you know that you have 2 and R here. To total, you will call this as 2 plus R. So same thing happened here. You have R, you have 1. Adding up the length, you should label it as 1 plus R. Okay? 1 plus R, 2 plus R. And then here 2 minus R, and then here 1 minus R. Okay, you know everything. How about here? Let's say I want to know this one, the length here. Let's call it X. This is X. Let's call this Y. This is Y. Okay. X, wrong pen. X plus Y, it must be equal to root 8, right? Because we know that this is root 8. So you can write root 8. Okay. And you know that that is 2 right angle triangle. If I want to figure out the value for X here, I can use Pythagoras Theorem. X equals to square root this and this. This is how I write. Okay, this is just Pythagoras Theorem. Expand it. Simplify it. 4 minus 4, no more. 4R plus 4R, you have 8R. You can replace X with 8R. So the next one you need to figure out, you know how. Yes, Y. Okay, we look at Y. So this is Y. Y, 1 plus R, 1 minus R. Maybe what we can do, I'm going to put it this side. Y equals to 1 plus R, 1 minus R. Expand it. 1 square, meaning 1. Simplify it. 1 minus 1, no more. R squared minus R squared, no more. So you have 2R plus 2R, you have 4R. Root 4R. So this is what you have. Okay? So your objective is to find the value of R, hence finding the radius of a smaller circle. So you look at these equations. Square root 8R plus square root 4R equals to square root 8. What you want is R. So when you look at these two set form, think of the highest common factor. Highest common factor, that will be, yep. So what you can do, you can break it down to square root still. 4r times 2 plus 4r times 1 equals to square root 8, and you can change the way of writing it. Square root 4r bracket square root 2 plus square root 4r bracket square root 1. And since common factor, you can factorize it. Square root 4r bracket square root 2 plus square root 1 equals to square root 8. Square root 1, right? 1. This is multiplying. Square root 4r equal to, and then what you want is r, so we get rid of the roots. So when we move this to other side, you know that it's square. Okay, this is the part some of you might get confusing. So let's look at these parts. Square root 8, and then you have square, and you have 8. And then below, you have square root 2 plus 1, and then square. If you think it's very hard for you to go for the shortcuts and formulas, well, what you can do is you write it out. Square root 2, rainbow method, square root 2, you have 2. Square root 2 multiply 1, you have square root 2. Same thing, square root 2, 1. 2 plus 1, 3. Square root 2 plus square root 2, 2 square root 2. And we are not done. This is 4r. What we want is r. So divided by 4. Your final answer, r, the value for r should be equal to 2 over 3 plus 2 square root 2. And this is the value of r. Okay, thank you.